All right, boys, here we go. I'm back. I have returned once again. I have been away for quite some time now. It's been like a week or so. I know I've been probably letting you guys down with videos, considering I haven't made a video, I believe, since the day before the play-ins started, which is very poor for me. I apologise, especially at this time of the year when the playoffs are started and this is the best time for basketball. But as you might be able to tell by the sound of my voice, I lost my voice for a few days earlier in the week. So my voice only just came back. And then beforehand, I'm going to be honest, I'm an honest man. When the Warriors lost, I lost all faith in basketball for a few days. It was a heartbreaking loss for me to watch, and I just couldn't even fathom talking or hearing basketball for the next couple of days, because if I'm being completely honest, we got ran off the floor. The Kings played so much better than we did. We looked old. For the first time in a very long time, I watched us, and I could honestly say we looked old. So that happened, and now the playoffs have started. So today, for right now, I'm literally just going to get on here, a bit of a talking video. I'm just going to recap the playoffs as of what's happened right now. As it stands right now, the Pelicans and the Thunder are just wrapping up Game 2. Thunder are going to take a convincing lead. They just blew the Pelicans out by 30. Shea absolutely dominated the ball all game. Chet had 26, which for a rookie is crazy. Great numbers from him. The Pelicans have been disappointing so far. They don't really have it in them. And if I'm being honest, I think it's the most lopsided series of the whole playoffs this year, because you would have argued no Jimmy Butler on the Miami Heat until today when the Boston Celtics decided to drop a game at the TD Garden. But that's besides the point. 1-1 series there. So Boston drop another game at the TD Garden, although they were so good all year and lost maybe 4 or 5 games at home all regular season. And now I've just dropped a game in the playoffs to a Miami Heat team with no Jimmy Butler and no Terry Rozier, who are their top 2 scorers. So I don't know how that happens, but it's out of my hands. Other series going around the clock. We had Luka with some big shots last night to break the trend of home court advantage, because for the first 2 days of the playoffs, no home court team had lost. So Luka broke that curse, and the Pacers also broke their curse. Pacers are now 1-1 with the Bucks. Bucks obviously with no Giannis is it's a bit lopsided, but they do still have Damian Lillard, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez. They have more than enough tools to get the job done. But yeah, so 1-1 series over there. Clippers and the Mavericks 1-1 series is there. Kawhi came back yesterday and just looked sore. He played well for the grand scheme of things. I've been keeping close tabs on especially the star players, because the star players are who we want to see turn up during the playoffs. But Kawhi just looked sore. He wasn't moving to his best ability and just was more a liability on the team of everything. If anything, he was stepping up and guarding Kyrie and Luka every now and again, but he just didn't look 100%. Like, obviously why he took Game 1 off. He wasn't 100%. Stepped in yesterday and just didn't look like himself. Another series, one of the probably more controversial series of all, is the Knicks and the 76ers. Knicks up 2-0 as it stands. A lot of controversy with Nick Nurse calling timeouts at the end of the second game, which in my personal opinion, just giving my opinion, I don't know why they weren't given the timeout. It's clearly shown in all the playbacks that I've seen, Nick Nurse going timeout to the referee, and the referee's just, I don't know, in a whole nother universe. Tyrese Maxey's on the floor struggling and getting jumped on by people, and they're just not paying attention to Nick Nurse whatsoever. So I see where Nick Nurse is coming from. Nick Nurse wasn't happy, but there was nothing really else he could do. They're now, going to the league about grievance or whatever it is, and so who knows what will happen with that. But officiating has been very touch and go in that series. It's, very on and very off. But been a good series so far. Jalen Brunson is yet to step up. So is Joel Embiid. We all know Joel Embiid's just come back from a big injury, but he's just not looking like himself. He's, 20 points a night from Joel Embiid is more than, you need more from him if you want to win games. Because I've said it all year, I've rinsed and repeated it all year long, is that if Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid can't get any help, they need to score 40-plus points each. And so far through these two games, they've gotten absolutely no help. Joel Embiid slightly underperformed, and because he's slightly underperformed, you get the results that you get. Tyrese Maxey, coming off a flu the other day, had a 35 to close to 40-point game, I think it was. He's playing some of his best basketball. Also, one most improved player, as we saw yesterday. Shout out to Tyrese. You had a hell of a year. You deserved it. But yeah, another series, quite controversial, but it's a 2-0 lead. No one's lost at home yet. As you always hear, a series doesn't start till the home team loses. So that series yet to finish. Joel Embiid sounds confident through all his presses and stuff. He sounds confident they can come back. So we'll see what sort of the health looks like for Joel Embiid. But so far, so good for the New York Knicks. Next series, another big series. LeBron James is down 2-0 again. The Denver Nuggets are showing why they won the championship last year. Jamal, that big shot, we all probably saw it the other day. That big shot from Jamal, I was watching that live, and my God, that was a shot and a half. Anthony Davis, down the stretch of that game, just got made look silly on defense. And we all know how good of a defensive player Anthony Davis is. Nikola Jokic, back-to-back possessions, bumping, grinding against Anthony Davis. Bump, turn around, layup. Next time up the floor, exact same thing. Gets a turnaround, gets inside spot, and won. And then last possession of the game, Jamal, who was shooting abysmally from the field for those first two games of the series, steps up, hits back-to-back clutch jumpers, and then eventually goes to that right side wing, step back, gets into his spot, hits that fadeaway jump shot on the buzzer over AD, and sends the Lakers packing. So once again, home teams won both games, but the Nuggets just look better, and the Lakers don't look like they're in the best of mindsets. Anthony Davis and LeBron during their presses just looked done. Like, they just didn't look, they didn't look engaged in the series. They just, not so much engaged in the series, because we all know LeBron, he's one of the best players of all time, and he's always going to be engaged in a series and try and be as successful as possible. But from what I can see, that game winner hurt them. It hurt their mentality. They looked good for the whole game. They had a 20-point lead, mind you. You got 7 threes out of D'Angelo Russell, who for the whole of last year during their playoff run had 7 threes for the whole series. So it's one of those series where it could go anywhere. Honestly, I'm not writing the Lakers off yet, because till the day I die, I'll never write off LeBron James. But it doesn't look too good for the Lakers, if I'm being honest. Another series going on right now. Another 2-0 series. There is a lot of 2-0 series going on. Kevin Durant's down 2-0 as well. The Suns are currently struggling against the Timberwolves. Timberwolves are just playing great basketball. Anthony Edwards is scoring with the best of them. He's talking his smack. You saw in Game 1 talking smack to KD, which is crazy. Rudy Gobert actually being positive during the postseason. We know for the longest time people are giving Rudy Gobert criticism that he can't stay on the floor while in the playoffs because he just gets attacked on the perimeter. But for right now, he is playing 35-plus minutes a game and looking damn good in those minutes. I watched the game yesterday, and his rim deterrence was next level. Like, every time they went in the ring, it was either a block or it was, Rudy Gobert had some sort of influence on the shot. Whether I had to go the high arcer or I had to go around him, or there was just a deterrence every time he was at the ring. And he is proving why he should be Defensive Player of the Year this year during this series. KD's sort of got it going. KD hasn't had a statement game yet, which I think we're all waiting for KD to have one of those statement games. And Devin Booker, likewise, they both need to step up. One of them needs to have a big game. Going back to Phoenix now, down 2-0, another home series where it's 2-0. Jaden McDaniels, I've been seeing that meme going crazy, the Anthony Edwards meme with we have Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels top point scoring yesterday with 25 points. Mind-blowing stuff. And while he's guarding Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, their two best players. So hats off to Jaden McDaniels. This is his series so far. He's put in the hard yards. He's done every little thing that the Timberwolves needed him to do this series. And 2 games in, the Timberwolves look really good. A bit of a more dull series that I haven't, I've been watching the games obviously, but I haven't really been keeping insane tabs on, is the Cavs and the Magic series. If I'm being honest, I don't see the Magic going too far in this series. They're down 2-0, another home series. The Magic, they're too young. They've got no experience. Donovan Mitchell is playing great basketball for his standards. And the Magic Paolo's been playing good basketball as well. But outside of that, the Magic just don't have the experience and the knowledge to play playoffs basketball just yet. For them to make it to the 5 seed in the first place is a massive hats off to them. They're more than deserving of it because they played great all year. But for right now, the Cavs are just the better team. Darius Garland has put up 15 plus points per game, but he's looked a lot better for 15 points. Donovan Mitchell is the best player on their team. There's no one debating that, and he's putting up the numbers. The rim deterrence from both Evan Mobley and Jared Allen is next level. They're, the Twin Towers down low, and it's so hard to attack them when they're really working. But yeah, I think that's just about every series. But yeah, that's every series. So far, we've got, a lot of 2-0 series. We've got 6 out of the 8 series. 6 out of the 8 series are 2-0, which home court advantage we all know is a very real thing. It's proved itself time and time again that it has a massive impact on the games, and it's showing that right now. The home teams are just the better teams throughout the course of these few games. As for the play-in, I'll do a quick side note on the play-in. Kings obviously beat the Warriors. Disgraceful performance from the Warriors, if I'm being completely honest. Steph Curry getting double-teamed every time his fingertips touched the basketball. Klay Thompson had an awful night. Draymond just didn't look like himself. No one looked like themselves. So the Kings won that one, went on to face the Pelicans. Pelicans ultimately ended up winning that one without Zion. We know how Zion played against the Lakers in the play-in, 40 points, pushed them right to their limit, and then got hurt in the last 3 minutes. It sucks to see Zion out again because he's spending way too much time in street clothes, and the performances he can put on when he's actually playing is next level. As for the East, 76ers beat the Heat convincingly. I predicted that. I got most of my predictions right. I got all of the East predictions right, but the West predictions were so far from perfect. And the Heat then dropped down, played the Chicago Bulls for the 8th seed, and ultimately won that one, as I think we all knew the Heat were going to. The Bulls really just didn't have it in them 2 games in a row. Shout out to Kobe White for his game against the Atlanta Hawks, 44 points in a play-in game for the runner-up for most improved player. So, good on him. But, yeah, that's playoffs basketball as of right now. Thunder, 2-0 over the Pelicans. No one really is going to argue that. Clippers, Mavericks, 1-1. Timberwolves, Suns. Timberwolves are up 2-0. Nuggets, Lakers. Denver's fully in control. Celtics and Heat, 1-1 each. 2-0 to the Cavaliers over the Mavericks. Or the Magic, sorry, not the Mavericks. The Bucks and the Pacers tied at 1 apiece with no Giannis. That's the big side note. I'm not sure when Giannis will be back. I think he's not too far away, but the sooner the better for the Bucks. And to wrap the series, the Knicks and the 76ers. The Knicks are fully in control of that series, although Joel Embiid, depending on his health, can make a difference in the series. That's really it. That's all I really want to get in. I really needed to put a video out. I wanted to get it out to you guys because I made a video in a good week or so. And I've been missing doing this, had problems were going on and then lost my voice. And as you can tell, the only way you can do this is by talking. So I needed my voice. I've rested it up. I'm back now. Videos, I hope to get a bit more consistent once again because I get consistent for a few days and then I just drop off. I've been doing it for weeks now. But I'm going to get as consistent as possible. I'm going to get these videos out to you guys. But without further ado, that's everything I've got for today. We'll be back tomorrow. I think there's only another 2 games on tomorrow, maybe 3, depending on what happens with that. Recap video tomorrow. I'll get the recap out for the 3 games that are on tomorrow. So until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and look after each other. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.